Good everyone, Organized video. Today we have a updated premium review on the US Ki-43-II Oscar. This is a plane that has certainly had some changes, both flight model wise, price wise, and even battle rating wise, but let's start from the top. So this plane costs 700 golden eagles. Do I think it's worth purchasing in this day and age? Brutal honesty? Not really. Now, why is that? Well, whilst the price tag is very cheap, obviously half off it would be 350 golden eagles. I don't know, like, it's a good plane, but for a new player, this isn't what I'd put them in, personally speaking. And given the amount of events and battle passes we have, this plane, even though it can do some of those, it's just not the best for it. If you really wanted a plane that would do that job, whilst it will cost a little bit more, there is the Ki-41, but that is at 3.7 and it's only rank 2. Whereas something like the A6M2 Ryzen, the XP50, the 109F4, hell, even the BTD, those can do all those tasks and they stick around the same BR as the Ki-61. And just in general, the Ki-43, whilst it has obviously improved over the years, it still has a problematic rudder. The 50 cals, whilst they have gotten a buff, which you're going to see in this gameplay, it doesn't make up for the aircraft's flaws and the fact that it just doesn't have as much character. Whilst it does obviously kick some ass, which you're going to see in this gameplay, I can't sell it to people based off of the fact that doesn't have as much fun anymore. And yeah, whilst you can still get away with some old tricks, it's just not really ideal for a newer player. However though, the handling of it, whilst it does have an awkward rudder, the turn rate and overall handling of the aircraft is excellent. And personally, it's one of those things where you can get away with things quite easily. The guns you can easily get on target as long as you're not at high speed. And if you're doing low tier grinding and low tier fun tier just for a little bit, this thing will do the job. But I think personally I would rather put the money towards the XP50 or the USBF 109F4. So let's go over the changes. Obviously the engine hasn't changed, it's still 1110 horsepower. The guns haven't changed, but the belts have. And the fragile nature of the aircraft has also not changed. Obviously, you do get 250 rounds per gun, which is okay, but you do definitely feel that once you get low on ammunition. As for the belts, they have definitely changed. So obviously, do not run the default belt, do not run the universal, definitely do not run the tracers. Your best option is stealth or air. I go for air. You get an APT round, a HEI round, a HEF round, and a HEI bullet. It is a very effective belt, and it kicks ass, as you're going to see. The thing is, though, is that, as I said, whilst it is a very good plane, I personally wouldn't put it over something like an XP50 for cheap, because you have to remember that the US Ki-43 at 700 golden eagles on or off sale, it's very cheap, and heck, if you want to buy it, I'm not going to stop you, but at the end of the day, you have to think of it like this. Whilst you could get this thing for 700 golden eagles, the annual sales come around every so often, and generally they are 50% off of most things, the XP50 being one of them. For 100 more golden eagles than this thing was cost without a sale, you're getting an XP50. And even cheaper than that, you could also get the 109F4, the BTD, or even the A6M2, which those can all do tasks that you need to do, and obviously with the Battle Pass, it can do them as well. That being said though, if you can get this thing in war bonds, I would highly suggest picking it up in war bonds, because this thing, as you can see in the gameplay, absolutely kicks ass. But rather than me blabbering on about the gameplay, I'll hand you over to it now, and I will see you all on the next one. Well, there goes our airborne fighter. Great start to the freaking match. Committing to a head-on with a freaking bow fighter, like, That wasn't very smart now, was it, buddy? Oh well. Got a pair of MiG-3s and an Avenger to deal with. That should be fine. What are you doing, buddy? I hope you're not leaving me, because I can't exactly handle all this shit myself. I've only got 500 rounds. Right, is he gonna go fighter mode or is he gonna ignore me? I'm hoping he does the latter. Nope, he wants a head-on. Nope. No head-ons. I took out your gunner, so hopefully that might teach you a lesson. He's gonna go for the MB. The MB is probably gonna commit here. Looks like he did. I might be able to drop on the MiG now. Yep, kill assist on the Avenger. There we go. He's escorting that SM-79. Let's head over there, actually. I would go after those guys, but, you know. Let's go and see what I can do about the threats down here, because I don't really want to leave an IL-2, nor do I want to leave an I-16. And I definitely don't want to leave another Oscar down here, because, well, yeah. I'd rather not. Just gotta watch our airspeed. I'm gonna go for the Oscar first, I think. Watch the airspeed. IL-2's turning in, that's not good. Should have a shot on the 43. Nope, the rudder's messing me up here. This is a problem for all Ki-43s, not just this one. Reset, that's all we need to do. We don't need to turn fight him, because obviously we're at higher speed, we will lose that fight. There we go. That's him dealt with. Of course, teammates going in for the kill steal, because that's just typical. There we go, aircraft destroyed, that's that one dealt with. I-16's coming my way. Doesn't seem to be too bothered. That's a 28, that is the premium. Of course, my teammate's shooting through me. Fuck's sake, man. Kill hungry freaking idiots. I'm telling ya. Trying to shoot your own bloody teammates just to get a freaking kill. And unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with that a lot if you buy this plane, which... yeah, it's not fun. And combine it in with the fact that you might get mid-map aid, yeah, this thing is not exactly as fun as it used to be. But, you know, I mean, it's still, like, it's a good plane, it's just not ideal for a new player. Like, sure, it's very maneuverable and it's very forgiving in a lot of aspects, but yeah, the awkward rudder, just in general, the shitty USA teams that you're going to be stuck with. Let's try and get clever. What? That 190 has just been spraying the entire time. He needs to learn to say it, not spray it. Oh, 157, you got a shot? Because I'm taking it. There we go. That's 4 kills. Not doing too bad at all. So now where'd the SM go? That's my question. There was one guy who was RTB. I think it was the other MiG. And then there's the SM-79. I'm not entirely sure. I just don't want to get bounced by a freaking SM-79. That'd be rather embarrassing. Still got just under 200 rounds, so let's hope we can get some work done. I hope. But if we get freaking mid-map AA by that single gun there, we're gonna have a problem. I did see the SM-79, but he was at high altitude, so I'm not entirely sure where he is. Forward airfield looks clear. So there's the SM-79 left, and there's, I think it's a MiG. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's a MiG, but, you know, I'm just making a guess here. We're doing pretty well for the team, but Oh, yep, there's the MiG. He's just took off. That's good. We've got the ammunition to deal with the MiG, but the SM-79, probably not so much. Let's see if he's dumb enough to pull for an old trick, which I used to pull in Oscars. You'll see what I mean. It's a great way to get... Oh, it's a AR-2, not a SM-79. I thought it was an SM-79. Let's see if he falls for it. I think he is going to fall for it. So here's a little old trick you can do in an Oscar. You can do it in most planes, but this one's more easier. Nice and easy. In things like Oscars and Zeros, that sort of trick is very easy to pull off. Still got plenty of ammunition. That should be enough for an AR-2, but I don't think he's going to be rolling anytime soon. I think he's just going to sit there and camp. Which is annoying, but, you know, that's just how some people are, unfortunately. Let's swing back round and observe. Yeah, he's just sitting there. Let's have a look. Level 40, tanker trash. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be budging. Well, that sucks. I'd best let the team know in chat. Is airfield. Because, yeah, he's just sitting there, so let's go get some ground targets. Because I'm not sitting around for 15 minutes just fanning around after I've just gotten an ace. Or because some dickhead just don't want to move. Like, this is why that active players thing should kick in right about now. Because he's just sitting there, he's not moving, he's not even taking off, like, come on. Right. Nice and careful, I want to deal with the guns first. Okay, looks like Gaijin listened to me. There we go, got rid of that, that's the main priority. And one more, even though it won't count. Okay, never mind. There we go, ace in a day, and a AAA gun, which is always nice. Always nice to nail them fuckers, because no one likes them. Like I said, the problem isn't the plane, the problem is both the awkwardness of the aircraft sometimes, and whilst it does pay pretty decently for a result like that, is it worth the investment? Probably not.